everyone, Retro Bravo here. We've just finished level 15, which was Harbe Quidem. And we are starting level 16, which is neither high nor low. Now, kicks off a little bit hectic, because there's... I thought he was up in the high. That's okay. Quite a few enemies right off the bat. It's not too much of a problem because we've got a 2x shield as well, right at the start. Now, I like to kill these two hunters down here early on because we are going to basically not be wasting much time in this room at all. This is a big room, and as you can see there's a lift over that side, but there's a hole in the wall on the other side, and that comes in really handy if you fall or you get too injured later on, and you can come back. And we'll check the terminal, and it's Durandal. Durandal is being his rampant self again. So he's sending us on a wild goose chase. So here's our 2x shield, this is literally just where we started the level, and it's right here. Really convenient. Now, finding a save point throughout the level is challenging, but it's as easy as basically falling down, and then you can loop all the way back to the start and recharge your shields, and it's quite handy. But for the moment, this is about as long-range snipery as this game gets. There we go. Here, there's some green hunters. Take a beating. It's worth trying to pick them off a little bit. Now, while we're here, before I go further, actually no, I do want to go further, because the room down there is where you go to a save point, and to recharge your shields, it loops back around. I'll get a little further because I like to clear it out a bit more, because it's also accessible from another area, and I'd rather there not be enemies there. I'm carrying around the fusion pistol because there's a lot of hunters here, and this bit has wasps. So I'm just going to dart through to start with, get a little bit squished, deal with these wasps, mainly so I don't have to deal with them later. And it lifts me up, and it shows me this whole corridor that is 4 squishy things in a row. So ideally what I want to do is just sort of duck out to the right there for this first one, and try and time the second one. So it's down, now it's still down, now it's up. I'm going to wait until the next round, it might time better. Down and up. So I'm sprinting through, got squished a bit, I'll get squished a bit again, but we're okay. Now we've got a hunter coming up. There we go. Now up here there's some wasps. They'll come by after you've gone through, or you can run out of grenades conveniently. Run out of grenades and deal with them sooner at your own convenience. Now we'll get up there in a minute, but we've got some enemies to deal with first. The invisible explodey guys. Dislike them. Yes. I'm still not too worried about my shields. I've dealt with a lot of the enemies that will pepper you from the top. And there's just kind of always these little dudes running around. Yeah, I could deal with that hunter by jumping down there, but I think I want to wait a minute. I'll clear out up here first. Alright. So hitting that button there activates this path along here. Now that path lets you get to that door, but there's also another door that it lets you get to. But I kind of want to just deal with the hunter. I'll jump down and deal with him. Okay. So, let's say I've accidentally fallen down and, oh, where do I go? Oh, this is a door. Now, in here, I'm just waiting for them, I'm pretty sure. And out here is the bottom of this place. If you fall down here, the spiral staircase. Both lead to a save point, so we've created a save. And here is that bit at the start of the level where we cleared out the bad guys. Now there's a space over there that we can get to. You have to sprint jump basically to everything. And it's a little bit of a challenge. And it's basically just got some ammo for this, which is almost not worthwhile, but it's kind of a secret, but kind of not. And all the way. There we go. Now we're back at the start of the level. So if you fall down, you literally have to start all the way from the start. But the upside is you get to refill your shields, and we've cleared out a whole bunch of the enemies. Still appearing on the radar because a lot of them get aggroed a bit early. Now hopefully this time's... a wasp just got squished. That was nice. And let's see. No. Okay, that's okay. Got through still. So now we're back where we were, pretty much. Still seeing some movement on the radars, but yeah. There's two ways you can sort of go. This way skips out a bit, but you sort of get flanked. This way is a little more challenging, but if you take your time, you can sort of dodge quite a bit of bad. So, if you come from the other way, you have to activate that switch to turn that lift on that gets you back up here. So this is where it's handy just to keep moving. And so I switch weapons with the scroll wheel on the mouse. So this door here is in this corridor here, but that's basically where we want to get to at the end. And up here, there's quite a few bad guys. And they'll open up from this door behind me. That's where they are. And have I got my napalm launcher yet? Not quite. So again, in areas where you don't have to sort of rush, you can use the pistols. In here there is a secret, and there's lots of badness again, so I'm surprised he didn't hit me squarely in the face with that one. Now the secret is kind of handy. You can grenade jump and get a flamer at this point, which once you've cleared everyone out is probably not a bad thing to do, because they have 3 times shield in the secret area, which is handy. Now lots of enemies coming. There we go. Let's have a look. Now down here. I got grenades. I do. Ow. I just don't want to keep my health good enough to be able to do that grenade jump that I need. Okay. Because the earlier you get the... the flamethrower better, really. They are. It's a good weapon for enclosed spaces. Not really effective against armored enemies like the hunters just there, but pretty decent. So there's one hole, but that's not the hole I'm after. Bunch of ammo. Down here. You can usually see. Did I go the wrong way? There's the flamer, or the flamethrower that I want. And from memory, I want to get the flamethrower first. So we'll do our run into the corner. So I'm pushing left, and I'm going to have to restart that. Okay, let's try that again. And we're up. I've got the flamethrower. Handy. But now I'm very low on health, which is a worry. So I could go all the way back to the start, or I could look for my 3 times health, which is in one of these corners, I think. There it is. And you've got to be quick, because once it's done, it's done. Like, I can't open that door again. So now I'm going to go through relatively carefully for the rest of the level, because if I can keep that 3 times shield for as long as possible, that's really handy. So let's behave ourselves. And here we can look out and see the Thor ship again. Thor. And bad guy coming. Lots of bad guys on the radar. Then we get to this door. This door that opens up at the top. And we'll switch to this. Right, so here is where the green hunters were. And what will happen if I open this door here, there's a switch. I don't remember if I went through that door. Did I? I did. And that switch lifts a lift in the middle that you need to jump on, and will squish you against the roof, unless you jump into that little corridor there. You know, I stuff it up every time I do it, but let's see how we go. Nailed it. And just going to start with that. Hopefully that door closes behind me. There's lots of badness in this room, that this is the last room of this level. Well, it was. There's a convenient save point. There it is. hit that save point just so I don't have to kill the enemies again if I happen to need to restart this level at some point. We'll go from that point. So this terminal here is the end of the level. But over here, we've got a rocket launcher and a 3x shield, just to top up. So that's telling me that we're going to be kicking off in the next level with some fairly hefty challenges. Yeah. I will call it there, so we'll hit our terminal. That's the end of the level, and we'll catch you up next time. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe. I'll do more random retro stuff as we go through. Thanks guys, have fun.